following material may contain sex, coarse language, and violence.
Of course! Of course!
The Volus attack. One of the parents of one of the other Quarians is on the Admiralty board and is trying to get them free. But they did give us the information that there are 2 more teams operating.
Mm-hmm. They're trying to get them free.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of ploys they'll try, or bribes they'll try to pull.
Well, they attacked a Vol colony. If the Vols want to pursue a prosecution, that's entirely up to them.
It could be difficult to get them free, but I'd imagine they view the team as valuable, given the training they likely put into them.
Do you suspect that this parent knows what they do?
I would find it hard to believe that they wouldn't.
Mm-hmm. And you know who this person is?
Mato is the one with the Admiralty father.
No, I mean you know who the Admiralty father is.
No, I tried to stay away from the...
You wouldn't know personally, but you would have known because almost every Quarian knows the Admiralty.
She did say it to you. I don't remember the name, but she did tell you.
Yeah.
And you know what ship he's on?
Would I know what ship he would have commanded when I was on fleet? Given their ships are probably as big as their names.
I also just made a roll. Mato would have mentioned it when you were part of Pathraisers. You would have known that her father was on the Admiralty board.
No.
Actually, no, knowing her, you would have heard it from somewhere else.
Because she'd be all hush about it.
Not so much hush about it, but she doesn't like...
using his daddy's name.
She's very much like, I don't like getting preferential treatment or being treated differently in general just because of who my father is.
Oh, okay.
Which is one of the reasons she is objecting to being...
She doesn't want to be in prison, but she doesn't want to be out of prison because her dad saved her.
Yes, but she also does feel that she should be there. Because she knows what she did, but at the same time she's like, yeah, but when you get caught for doing a crime, you should stay in prison and not weasel out of it.
Don't get caught.
Yeah.
Interesting ethics.
Yeah.
But we got...
So, Zardos, we can answer the question or not?
Here is the name of the ship that our DM is currently looking for. The Kosa.
Because that's in her last name.
Okay. So we know where he is.
We know who he is.
Well, we know a rough location of where the fleet was.
And we should have a general idea of where he lives. This doesn't sound like it's a problem that can't be solved.
Mato and that are threatening to go public with what they were actually doing there.
No proof it wouldn't stick.
But yeah. I received this transmission through the robot.
You mean the safe robot?
Yeah, apparently it's capable of receiving transmission. So I had Nazina look over it in your absence.
Oh, great. You didn't...
You what?
Just got her to look through the system and see exactly
where is the ball.
It's here, it's powered off.
Yeah, I'm going to have to look through that when I get back.
Are you sure it's powered off?
Yeah, well, I mean, I can remove its whole battery pack.
I mean, open it up right now and look through for a blue box.
I've already done that.
Remove the power...
After Nazina had it?
Remove the power box, please.
Okay, I'll remove the power cell.
Every time I turn my back, so let's go.
I'm working on a way to remove its capability to receive that transmission, but still have transmissions sent to another device, so that if they reach out again, we can still contact them.
So what do you want me to say?
I don't know, I just thought I should report it because it happened.
Father's trying to get them released, even though they've murdered a bunch of Vols. They're currently in Vol custody. I think the only reason the Vols would acquiesce to this is if they got a sufficiently large bribe.
Mm.
And that might be considered compensation enough in their culture.
Mm. thought at least anyone would know you. Actually, I could.
I can roll lore if you want.
Yeah.
I have some galactic lore.
I might have to call Ira.
23.
You're you're pretty much already on the right track. One thing that might also occur to you is that voles are not just monetarily opportunistic. They might be willing to trade enough.
Ships, parts.
Knowledge is something they might also trade in, including anybody who's corrupt and opportunistic enough might trade for something like illegal AI knowledge under the table and go, well, we'll pretend your people didn't do anything, and you give us this, and nothing happened, right? Yeah, nothing happened.
That occurs to me?
Yeah, that occurs to you.
Oh,
I mean, it doesn't
actually,
mean it's
Zardoz, this could be bad.
Was not what I was hoping to hear.
Well, it suddenly occurs to me that voles are highly acquisitive in nature and might not just be after money. They might want specific knowledges that they don't have, and your people do have.
What kind of specific knowledge is
AI, dipshit!
Even I got that faster than he did.
Oh. But that would be bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's an extreme, but it occurred to me that might be something that the Quarians could leverage. Volus love getting things they don't have. Knowledge, technology, bits of things, money.
And AI is one of the bigger things a lot of people don't have.
Think of a banking system run by an advanced AI. Think of how it could control your centralized digital currencies.
And what they'd give for biotics.
They would have to be really sneaky about this because they can't.
Maybe biotic research, even.
That would probably be more.
They could easily disguise it as anything, really.
Tiala knows diplomatic channels. Her mother's high up. Maybe she can pass on some warning. Jesus, I don't know any voles. I've got no contacts over there.
We've only got one vole we've got in contact with.
All my contacts in the hierarchy are pretty convinced that I'm an insane murder hobo.
Aren't you?
I hang up.
Okay, I was joking, but
I think he hung up on you.
Well, I just got mail about that, so timing not good and you don't know.
ooh, I'll call him back later and apologise. I'll let it call off.
Don't apologise. I'm just going to go deliver chocolates to some guy.
He hung up. He hung up.
Surprise,
He's
unasked for chocolates.
And nothing else.
No, and nothing else. And this could have been something else as the implied threat.
Yes.
Hey, Rosa, you remember that alibi playbook? You're my alibi.
Yeah, if anyone
BRB.
asked, we were out at your place watching Home Improvement.
You're my alibi, BRB.
We were literally across the other side of the galaxy in the middle of fuck nowhere because you were.
I was busy acquiring a ship I'm owed. God damn it, with the Sentinel's speed. I could get to Lassiter's house and back to the Citadel before you arrived.
Probably could. You did roll that nat 20 that I let you carry over to the return roll, but that's a nat 20.
You know, though, I'll wait because we've probably got something to do here. I don't want to interfere with that.
Well, I guess he'll have some time to think on his return flight. So short of reaching out to whoever you do know, I guess there's not much we can do for now.
Well, I'll give Mum a call, a message, and I'll.
Hey, Galactic War's paying off.
I might have to message another captain.
I won't pry, of course. You have your contacts. Oh
No.
He won't be back yet. If it's who I'm thinking of.
Which one are you thinking of?
Captain William Lucky Buck Rogers.
No.
He won't return to Earth for another 330 something years.
Matriarch Ladanya.
Oh.
The captain of the Destiny Ascension.
Oh, wow, you definitely have really good contacts.
Well,
I only know
again,
about contacts who can
I'm
kill
pretty sure
people
she
for
was
us.
2IC
She
when
was
Mum was
2IC
there.
when their mother was
So-
there. And you grew up on the ship with her when you were really...
So,
Second comes right after first.
While I'm not in the apartment or in any other critical sensitive locations, I'll keep them active for now in case another transmission comes through.
okay, just
Could be important.
be careful.
Obviously not on any of our ships, not in the apartment, not at the warehouse. Just in my to and froms.
I'll actually just send Rover a message just so she knows what's going on. Keep her in the loop.
Yep. All right, I'll send these messages. I'll see what I've got when I get back. So yeah, I'll send to Mum and Ladanya just a brief. I won't tell them that it was the Quarians that sent them, but again, the brief that we gave the sergeant but might lean a wee bit of implying that there's more to the story than I'm willing to say.
In other words, the gist of it is you're not saying this was anything sanctioned by the Quarians.
But I'm also not saying...
an operation that happened to be Quarians.
Yep, but these
might
people
be
really
threads
can't. These people really can't be. If there's anything that they know of, or any leaning they can do on the Volus, that'd be very much appreciated. Or yeah,
Like maybe some Asari political influence to make
Yeah.
sure
Sorry, you're really good at that.
they stay. Actually, another one would be my grandmother.
Ah, of course. Esmeralda Weatherwax
Oh, no.
Diavo.
sounds like a Harry Potter character.
On my dad's side.
She's the best.
Granny Weatherwax is the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's seriously just the fucking boss.
She doesn't take shit from anyone, not even wizards.
To be fair, the wizards take an awful lot of shit.
Carrot.
Librarian.
Jim.
You are hideous orangutan.
Yeah.
So you're also sending one to your grandmother on your father's side.
Yep. So now she's quite influential in her areas as well. So a news report I can send stuff to too, but we'll wait for that one.
Remember when she was my contact?
You hand
She
it
is
over to
your
me.
contact.
I totally did not. You just sort of went.
It was more the fact that you didn't want to be the face of the Sidewinders.
Because I couldn't be at the
Or
time.
public, I should say.
Well, you got Sarge now.
But you managed to suck that away too, because you're related to it.
It wasn't my choice.
Oh, I see. Fine, I will just leap off this cliff then. You don't want me as a sister. I can take it.
But you'll just float down.
Shut
I
up.
didn't say I was going to kill myself. I'm just going to jump off it.
It's the fastest way to get away from you, you bitch.
Isn't she too fat for that?
I'm not fat. Yep. So that's what I've done.
Okay. What is Zalo doing while Tiala has sent off
Now I'm going to
messages
leave.
and waiting for
I'm going to
responses?
leave the apartment. I'm going to go and drink handfuls of beers at the groggery until they force me to leave.
Oh, Gorm's there.
Good.
Gorm!
How's it going? You look like you've got a lot of, whatever it is on your shoulders weighing you down.
Yeah, I could use a few cakes.
A few kegs. Oh boy.
Yeah, it's time for some real drinking. So I hope you're up for it.
You sure that's wise?
Yeah.
It might not be the best idea.
You look like you've got a kind of problems that you should have a clear head for.
I can't do anything about them.
You might have to
At the
summon
moment, so-
like Rover or
Well, you just down there.
He does
Look, before you go
always favor
drinking
that.
yourself onto the
If
table.
I
I
use
was
it,
hoping to use it for
Yeah, and I'm an expert on this. Why don't you just?
Our feelings a bit.
Why don't we
for-
just have a
know,
few
it's
quiet
tough.
ones for a start, just to begin with, and you just
It's
tell
just
Uncle
information,
Vorm
so
all
we-
about it.
teach the warden. See.
When did you become the
I like
voice of
to
reason?
as the
Paul?
reader.
Well, you know, little wife.
Get it?
I mean, she
You know, she threatened me the other day with divorce.
And
Yeah,
you
I'm
said yes, gladly?
Yeah, no, because she threatened me that she would never ever divorce me.
We didn't use
I understand.
their names.
Apparently, she loves me
Okay.
too much.
She must be insane.
I think so too. Maybe I could have her committed and get rid of her that way.
Oh, Paul.
But even a committed, insane wife would probably still beat me in the courts and turn it back on me. So,
You can get half of everything you own, and
so if I got committed, I'd still be away from her. But I wouldn't be able to drink. They don't let you drink when you're committed, so that's right out. Anyway, you will tell Uncle Vorm all about your problems.
unfortunately, Vorm, I can't. For secret reasons.
Can't you substitute names and places and things?
Oh, dear.
Give me an analogy, a metaphor.
Alright, let's pretend I'm a human,
Okay, we'll pretend you're a human.
and then I'll...
Grabs you by the upper arm. I'm going to enslave you, bitch. Sorry, I'm a vegetarian. It's part of my nature. Carry
Natural
on.
reflex.
My bad.
And this person worked for the Sidewinders. The other way. Yes, this'll do.
I'll give him an analogy of the situation with the stuff I used to do and the stuff I'm trying to do
Let's
now.
say I'm a human, and I work at a pie factory, right? And I think I'm making these normal good pies, but then it turns out I'm making bad pies that are poison, and I discover this, so I run away from the pie factory, only to discover that somehow without me it continued to make poison pies. And I came across a poison pie vendor, but now it looks like the poison pie vendor's just going to weasel out of going to jail. What do I do?
Literally that. That's perfect.
Sure, I'll leave
This
that.
comes back to my running gag is like every time I need to make an analogy to avoid spoilers for him, I attribute it back to pie factories
The
and
pie
pies.
analogies, yeah. That's why I love that. I know what this is. Now, anytime he's even legitimately talking about pies, I'm just like, is that legitimately about pies, or...
This is just a cover.
This
No,
is
it's
a cover.
actually such a perfect go-to analogy for just about everything.
Pies are great. I see.
The 3.1
I don't see it entirely, but okay, you wanna stop. So what's stopping you from just
2895028 times better than any other kind of
telling them
analogy.
about what the pie man's done?
Well, a pie man is part of a council of other very powerful pie men who run the pie
There's some kind of
planet.
corrupt pie consortium going on here.
Yeah,
That we've got
and
to
that's
take
why
now.
I had to run away, or they would put me in the pies.
So the feeding.
Oh, I mean the hypothetical human that I am.
Soylent pies as people.
I just want Paul to actually completely dissect and know what this is.
So what you're
exactly
saying
about.
is the Corian Fleet is running a series of actual pirate gangs as an official part of their operation.
I roll in that 20.
Oh, Bob, you can do it.
Getting my beans out.
You're actually a god.
No, he's not a god.
Oh, would have been so fucking.
It would have been great.
It would have been so fucking awful.
So unrealistic, which is why I had to go that. That's the nat 20.
And he even comes up with the correct names, even though like specific.
What I think you should do is get a hold of Barto.
Or he just like puts on the path shades and it's like, bam, he's the path. Knows everything.
Maybe you need to find some way of digging under the corruption and bringing it to light.
We might
There
be.
must be. Is there a higher authority in this group than the corrupt?
There are only other.
Pie consortium, or as you would be.
There are only other similarly authoritative pie people. But
Well, here's
board.
Here's a question for you. Do you know if everybody in the pie consortium is corrupt?
I don't actually know who is. It could be one, it could be all of them. I don't know.
Maybe you need to find that out. If you can find out that only some of the Pie Consortium are corrupt, but others are good, un-pie poisoning people, taking you, especially if there's a majority of non-pie poisoning people,
Then they.
like you can maybe get them to lean on the pie poisoning ones and expose that corruption. If you can expose it somehow and then reveal it to the rest,
Or to other pie companies as well.
yes, if there are other pie companies that were not poisoning.
You're surprisingly good at this, Vaughn.
pie. Well, I've talked to a lot of people with a lot of problems.
You do realize that he may seem like drunk, happy-go-lucky worker, but in fact he is a council spectre.
It's actually Gasalis.
Gonzalez is not that poignant. No, he doesn't.
I know how he operates.
Trick is to sleep 6 seconds every 5 minutes.
That's how you get it right.
That's what you need to do. You need to get people in power. You gotta get proof. You gotta get people in power who are above the poison pie people.
I think you're on to something, Vaughn.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look into that.
And in exchange for that,
Okay.
I've got all that talk in my throat.
I mean, that's basically where this is going.
Another drink.
A little dry now, or
Two more.
2 more kegs, yeah. You did say you were getting kegs. Are you still wanting to do
I
that?
don't think they would sell us cakes.
Yeah, but are you
It's
still
not really
wanting to
helpful.
drown your sorrows, or you want to go out there with a clear head and sort this out?
No, I'm just gonna have a couple more beers and then go home and think on it.
Good boy.
Warn people
I'll take
that-
the kegs. You have to stay not too drunk.
warn people to not eat pie.
I'm kidding. I'll just have a couple more than you. I mean, like you.
Isn't it canonical that he was there when Starlight had the drink and fell down?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. I will accept no other answer. It is mandatory and correct and very ethical.
What he should have done next time is given him a juice.
I'm just gonna
A
say
watered juice.
I've dropped like 100 credits for drinks between us.
Oh, damn.
That's a lot of drinks.
It is. That's like 200 New Zealand dollars, essentially.
Maybe 50 credits.
There we
New
go.
Zealand dollars are worth less than pesos
Like bar
now.
price.
No, but
So
sorry, I mean like New Zealand dollars from
Yeah,
like
I
10
just-
years ago. Sorry,
Oh,
because this is the
40.
Mass Effect came around the time that because credits were basically equivalent of US dollars, but it came around the time when we were about 50 cents.
Yeah.
and they were still kind of weak, but not very.
Yeah.
We
And
haven't
then
printed
you're
off more.
basically heading to bed. Are you doing
Yeah,
anything
after that.
else with Noma, or are you just
No, just
Keeping
on
the
the
battery
trip
up.
back, turned off and battery out when we get back to the apartment.
Yeah.
Haul them inside and then go to bed.
Huh. Tiala, you get a call from it'd be your mother first.
Hi, Mum.
Hello, you sent me that concerning message.
Yes.
How can I help?
We need to stop them from getting out. They need to serve their sentence.
You've given them the proof, so the issue seems to be that you think the Quarian Admiralty Board, or at least some members of it, will bribe the Vols with knowledge or some other kind of value.
Yes, and what will happen is these individuals will get out and they'll do exactly the same thing all over again. And that colony they wiped out, they can do it to anyone. And they will do it to anyone.
They were, like, some of the members of that group were pretty unrepentant.
I can't tell you everything.
Understandable.
Because we need to hold some of it back.
How did you find out about this?
Well, we're involved in it for a start.
You stopped the people, the Quarians in question, from performing these acts.
We captured them after they'd raided a Volus colony. They'd trapped 12 miners inside the mine and killed everyone else. They'd also planted enough explosives to flatten the place twice over, and then they tried to escape.
So they planted, so they wanted any investigation teams to come along, trigger something, and then eliminate any
We
evidence.
landed not... If we had have landed on the landing zone, we would have been vaporized. There wouldn't have been a pair of boots left. These people need... And from what I'm led to believe, this is their MO.
Do you know the name of the members of the Quarian Admiralty Board that are pushing for this?
I'll give her the name.
I am familiar with them.
It's one of... It's his,
Oh,
it's
there's
his
a
daughter.
sound.
Is one of the members. She's very repentant. She wants to atone for her misdeeds. Some of the others don't feel the same way.
Well, understandable. They're probably going to be facing a life sentence. Knowing the Vols, ironically, they'll probably be forced to mine things.
It's a life sentence is what they're up for.
So they'll either rot in prison or be forced to mine for the Vols.
And I think either of them is getting off lightly. It wasn't acts of... how should I put it? It wasn't impulsive. It was well planned and executed. It was an op.
A deliberate operation in order to kill these Volus and take whatever was in their possession.
Palladium, yes.
And $17 quintillion worth of palladium or platinum.
Platinum. This was, it was a lot. A cargo
It
ship
was
full of
palladium,
platinum.
wasn't it?
Palladium, yes.
Various other trace elements.
It all comes down to... I know some people in the Vol government. I might be able to have a word with them.
We don't want to stir up too much stuff, but we'd rather that at least this team not get out.
Yes, the people I know, I would like to call them trustworthy. They're fairly high up. I don't know if they would be able to countermand. I don't know who's dealing with this case.
Give it a chance. What would happen is their base would be up and running. They'd start mining again. They'd get a team in there, and they would do it again.
If it was any other race than the Patel. I don't want to sound racist, but Vols are opportunistic. If they can get enough out of this, they'd happily just give back the quarry, a small group of Quarians, and forget this existed.
Then
If the reward was sufficient enough.
then the least that would want us to know is when they're about to be released and where they're going, each individual.
If you've got... You said some... If any of these repentant ones can give you any additional information, I'd find it and use it.
We have more information, but it's sort of, how should I put it? It's a final hurrah, and it's too big to actually use.
In the end, justice must be served one way or another.
Correct.
But as long as the price for serving that justice doesn't overwhelm the justice
Which is
itself.
why we're not quite willing to use it, but we would have to use it if we had nothing else. So at least knowing where they are afterwards would be a huge help.
It depends if they continue doing whatever they're doing or are put in some other role.
Two of them probably wouldn't do what they did, but the rest of them were definitely not repentant. I can tell you that. They would make it their goal to carry on.
Then the other two might disappear if they're not willing to cooperate. If this corruption goes deep enough and they're...
That's the problem. One of the ones that are repentant is the daughter.
Worst thing comes to worst, the two ones that wanted to do something contact Zardoz. We hire them.
Yeah.
I don't know her father well enough to know what type of... I mean, I wouldn't have guessed that he was involved in something like this, so obviously I don't know him very well.
I mean, he might
So
just
I
be
don't
trying
know
to
if
get a
he's
sword
the-
attack.
I don't know if he's the type of person who would destroy his own daughter in order to save face.
As I said, there's a lot of...
He may, being on the Admiralty borders, the most prestigious position a Quarian can attain.
I understand that.
They make the calls for the entire fleet.
But
To
someone...
be disgraced, he would be outcast.
Yeah. I understand this. It's just... They can't continue doing what they're doing.
I will see what inroads I can make with the Volus contacts I know in Irune. Perhaps one of them can be an ear against the wall for this trial or whatever's happening.
I'm honest. If they get released, and the least we would like to know is where and when.
I will keep you informed as best I can.
Thank you.
Has anybody else been contacted about this?
Yeah, I messaged
Matriarch Ladania?
Matriarch Ladania and my grandmother.
Do you not know what sway your grandmother on your father's side holds beyond Lucia?
Contacts is about it, isn't it?
Yes, but not a bad call to make, contacting her. Matriarch Ladania, she, I don't think she has quite the, I don't want to sound arrogant here, but depth of knowledge or contacts that I do, but she is the captain of the flagship for a reason, beyond
Yes.
me stepping down and her taking my place.
And she always
I will
seemed to feel...
contact her as well and mention this. Perhaps between us we can help you out.
Please, thank you.
There's no problem, anything for you, TR.
It's more, not for me, it's more for justice.
If there's nothing else, I will return to my duties.
Thank you. Sorry to bother you, Mum.
There's no problem. Things are quiet out here in space. There is no urgent matters to deal with.
Yeah, I've noticed we only caught up in about 5 minutes. Sorry.
Love you. Bye.
Yep. 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 Yep.
There's only one way to stop Labor's taxes.
Kill them.
This is ridiculous. This is horrible.